Whoops. Hello? Hello. Hey man, why am I hearing my fucking self, dude? Oh, there we go. Okay. What are we looking at? Ooh, 6:01 already. So we're a little late. A little behind schedule, but what's going on, everybody? How we doing? Let me get my shit together. Got to get my wits about me. If you're gonna call into the hotline, do it now. You know the number. Start calling. You know, get those things in there as soon as you can. I'm not officially started yet. I shared all my stuff. Hey everybody, if you're here, make sure that you go share that we are officially live because we're trying to get that viewership up. And just ahead of time before we actually officially start the thing, sorry for missing last Wednesday, but there was just no way I could do it. But that sucks, man. I've only missed like maybe two Wednesdays or something like that, which really pisses me off that I missed one. I haven't missed very many. Anyway, let me get this thing rolling, huh? Okay, and we are recording the audio now. And 3, 2, 1, and roll that intro. Live. What's going on, Print Fam? It's your boy Cam, and welcome to the Print Life live screen printing podcast. Want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with myself and the rest of the Print Fam for about an hour or so, right here live on YouTube every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So thank you. In today's show, don't gotta guess, but I am going to be talking about just some tips and tricks that I've picked up along the years to get your actual website on the first search page of Google. I know this is super important. You're all wondering how you're going to get clients, how you're supposed to get clients. Today, I'm going to give some tips and tricks that I figured out utilizing my WordPress website. If you don't have a WordPress website, some of these things still apply, but you should really get a WordPress website. Can I say it again? Get a WordPress website. Ding. Anyway, and then after that, we're going to move on to our industry. Actually, no. Before we do talk about that, we're going to do the industry and independent shop news from the Print Life Facebook group, where you get to submit your shop news, and then I'll shout you out and read what's going on with you right here on the live show. And then last, but certainly not least, we have our live Q&A, where you can call into the hotline, ask your question, and I'll do my best to answer it. If you want to do it that route, go right now. Call 800-806-3518. As soon as it picks up whatever, it'll say we're closed. Just hit extension number 5. Hit number 5, and you'll be prompted to recording or how to record your message. So that's awesome. So start calling those questions in right now. And then, of course, if there are no hotline questions, then I'll move into the chat where I answer questions there. And if there's not a lot of questions in the chat, then I'll move into the Facebook group and so on and so forth. Cool? Cool, cool. Now, this is a new thing that I want to just start doing because sometimes I miss your guys' super chats or something from the last episode. So from here on, or from here, so from this show moving forward, I'm going to give a shout out before the show starts to all of the people that gave me a super chat in the previous live show. So there was 2 of them last time, and the shout outs for super chats in our show go to Mark Jones. Thank you, Mark Jones, and my dude Peter Bryant. So thank you to the both of you for, I mean, I don't know, you throwing a little dough my way shows that you appreciate what's going on, and it really means a lot. So thank you for that. And shout out again one more time to Mark Jones and Peter Bryant, everybody in the chat. Give them a thanks. Thank them for supporting the channel and the Print Fam and all that good shit. It's really cool that you're willing to do that. Oh yeah, one more thing. What is it? 2 weeks ago now, Marshall was on, and he sent me an email just telling me like how many of you guys showed interest in getting set up with his books and all this and that, and then he just asked me if I could give you guys a big thanks for that. So thank you to you guys from Marshall for getting in there, snatching up them courses, and bettering your future, setting yourself up to do good. Books I kind of wanted to go somewhere with that, and then I got hung up. But I don't remember who it was, but maybe it was Ben Franklin. I'm going to completely butcher the quote, but the best thing you can spend your money on is on your mind. Totally butchered the shit, but especially when it comes to written educational material. Because here's the thing: when somebody sits down and takes the time to rack their brain and actually write out content or something that's going to teach you something or educate you on a thing or just give you their idea on a particular subject, they put a lot of time and focus into that, which means it's pretty much everything that they got. They're giving you their all. And if you can take a little bit of change out of that coin purse and throw it at them and in exchange for some of that knowledge, there's really no better way to spend your money. So I think it's just great that those of you that did actually invest in your education in this business from a particular point of view, then I think that's really awesome. Wow, harped on that thing for way too long. Point is, Marshall says thank you. Okay. And again, if you are interested in being on this show, hit me in the DMs on Instagram that you want to get in here, and we'll get you set up. Oh, let's see. What else do I have to talk about, man? That's pretty much it, right? So, we're just going to get right into the independent shop news today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get on over here to Facebook, and we're going to search our group for news. Okay. And then I can sort it by most recent, and this is how we dive into this bitch. So, we go from the most recent, so from when you posted it, and then I work my way down. If you posted something in the middle of the week, whatever. If you're trying to get your shit featured on here, I definitely recommend posting shop news on Wednesday. Today. That's what I recommend. Anyway, this is from Joe Marksmear. Just landed his... Okay, let me expand this. Just landed... Gotta get my shit together, guys. Gotta do it. So, Joe just landed his largest order to date. 4,000 pieces. One color front, one color back. His arm's probably going to fall off, but he's going to get it done. Congratulations, Joe. Yeah, man, when you start getting those orders is when... You know what? Actually, for us at my shop, when we started getting those orders is when we found a lot of holes in our process. And I started figuring out, holy shit, man. If I'm going to keep getting orders like this, we need an it gets to a point where you start realizing where your shortcomings are, and I'm sure you're going to figure them out on this order. But congratulations, and I'm excited to hear where you go with it, man. Hopefully you keep getting more and more of them. Let us know. Mad Olsons has some questions. We'll get there too. Joshua Whitlow, he's been posting a lot lately. Thank you, Joshua, just for getting in here, staying active. He has himself a makeshift poster rack. That's cool. Is that a magazine rack? That's exactly what that is. That dude works like a charm, right? Good job. Good on you for repurposing shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell if this is shop news. This is a question. Okay, and you guys remind me in the chat, I am going to answer this question later because it kind of ties in with our business topic of today. And this is from Casey Isaac, says, what's your most successful marketing strategy other than word of mouth? So we are going to be diving into marketing your website. And just remind me that I want to answer this question first on the Q&A. So remind me in the chat. Anyway. And more questions to post. We got people trying to sell shit in here. I can't decide if this is the place for us to do that or not. So the group is getting to a point now where there's other pieces. I don't want to be a dick, but there's I don't know. There's people that are kind of trying to come in and sell this or do that or sell these wares, and I don't know how I feel about it. Ultimately, it's up to you guys. But if you have any issues with any of this kind of shit, man, whether it's selling, other than me, I could sell my wares because I started the group. So let's just be honest. There's going to be a little hypocrisy here, but such is life. But anything outside of that, if you have issues or concerns, you can let Sonny know, you can let Jason know, or you can let myself know. If you don't want to see that kind of shit. If you're okay with it, then just don't say anything. Anyway. well, who else we got here? I saw some. Oh yeah, this is from Madison Smith. And it's a little bit of a read, but let me read it for you. For the first time in a while, I do not have any jobs in the queue. I have a website with only halfway decent SEO, but word of mouth has kept jobs coming over the past 2 years I've been in business. I plan to switch to WordPress and pay a professional to work on my SEO. My temporary goal is to run a Facebook ad and see if I can hook an order or two. Does anyone have... Ah, shit, so it did turn into a question. Does anyone have any... God damn it. So we're going to get to that too. We'll answer this one later. Question, shop news. Finally, god damn. Shop news, Beastly Undertakings LLC. I finally have some great news. More pics coming soon. We have received our keys to our new shop. Holy shit, Sean, you got yourself... This is from Sean Beltran, by the way. They got their new shop. No more having to work around cars and having to put all the equipment out at the end of the day. I can leave my press set up, and now I have the space for ordering a belt dryer and a 6x8 press. Holy shit, dude. Congratulations, Sean. Dude, that's good news, man. I think when you get your first shop, as long as you don't overpay for it, yeah, dude, it's a beautiful thing. You start to realize how important it is to have dedicated spaces for certain things. I'm sure you'll fully appreciate it. Congratulations, anyway. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is from Mandy Short. They check out this month's print shop pooch in Images Magazine, our very own Stella. I am a happy fur mummy for sure. Oh, so that's your guys' dog? That's so cute. Congratulations, Mandy. Your dog got featured. Hey, man, I got a print shop pooch. What's up with that? I think I was the first one to start posting about it. That's a little weird to make that kind of claim. But very cool. I want to be on there too. Hey, what about me? What about me? Very cool though. Ryan Marshall. Oh fuck, dude. Questions. I type news and it doesn't. I'm gonna start going. There we go. Doesn't filter it out, guys. Even when I type in shop news, it's like, kind of works, but not really. Here we go. Here's another one from Joshua Whitlow. This was posted on July 23rd. So, shop news. T-shirts all ready to go for 2x2 Hip Hop Fest this Saturday. P.S. Those Green Galaxy Comet White Pick Black water-based inks aren't half bad. No, they're not. I just ordered another 5-gallon of the Green Galaxy Comet White. We're hooked. It's not bad. It's not bad stuff. Dude, those are great prints. Congratulations. That looks sick. Still looking for news, guys. Sometimes I start to get anxious as I'm scrolling through this because it's like that was kind of the point of this whole group, and then when there's not shop news, I'm like, fuck, I mean, there's 3,000 people. There's got to be some shop news going on. There's like anyway, yeah, guys, just you make sure that you're posting your news, man. Doesn't have to be huge news, You don't even have to tell us who your clients are, who your jobs are. Just share what's going on with you, because it's cool. I like to hear about it. I like to read about it. So do other people. Let me see here. So this is from Eric Gidley. This was on July 18th. We've had a great week. Orders one right after another. The 135 3-color print we did last week. The lady came in yesterday and ordered 45 more and was wearing one. It's the little things, right? Yeah, it really is. When someone comes in and they place an order, you deliver the order, and they're really excited about it, and they're so excited that they're actually wearing the shirts. That's a great feeling. Makes you feel like you did something right. So congratulations. And this, here we go. This is from James Cralin. Okay, this is interesting. So this is from James, dude. You guys may or may not know, but I think he's the creator and the admin of the screen printing Q&A group. And here's some interesting news. You guys probably already heard this, but he just deactivated himself as admin. Wait, so from the clusterfuck of a mosh pit that is the screen printing Q&A group, so that he could focus on himself, his family, and his business. He will say that he's been thinking about it for quite some time. However, the interview with Marshall Atkinson, where he made a few comments about being on Facebook, really struck a chord. Also, when he was talking about that, you know, dude, though, but James, that Q&A is a very, it's a positive resource for you too. You don't have to be active as the admin. You can find other people that love the group that are willing to, you know. I mean, that's cool. I get it. Yeah, dude. Facebook is extremely stressful. I very rarely even log into Facebook, so I get it. But that's a really nice group, man. I would be hesitant to just unassign yourself from admin. Stay admin. Get yourself a couple of moderators. You'll be good, dude. But that's crazy that it's driving you that nuts. I get it. That's funny, though, dude. Very, very funny. Joshua Whitlow. More stickers. That is all, folks. Look out. Columbus. Very cool. Very, very cool. And I feel like we went... Wait. This is a shop tour from Tom Bryant. So I'm going to let the video play, and I'm going to explain it while I'm watching. So he's showing us his kind of like homemade washout booth. He used the shop sink, and he puts the plastic around. Got himself a dip tank in there. He's showing us that. Looks good. Got a flash cure unit. Over a Vastex, I don't know, the green machine. I can't remember what model of press that is. It's one of the better manual presses on the market. If only they would provide side clamps. I love side clamps, because when you have side clamps, you don't have to deal with adjusting off contact every time. Cool. Now we're looking at his heat press. He's got himself a very nice small space, but it's efficiently set up. He probably just cranks out work in there. Very nice. He's nice. I like it a lot, man. Dude, did I just... Can't believe I did that. Okay, enough of that. Very good, dude. Thank you for sharing the video. And then this is the last one. Joe Ward. Shop news. First, this is on July 14th. First order, 200 tees, 100 hoodies, all white print, same design. Congratulations. I think that we didn't do the shop news when Marshall was here, so I got some catching up to do. But, I mean, fuck it. Okay, here's something from Fabio Gutierrez. My shop news. Fixed my 1430. Got lucky. Found the end of the feed shaft sheared off. A little epoxy later, and whammo. Oh, wow. Busted right off there, huh?
Broken.
Yeah. Fix it right up. Good job, dude. Hey, man, get me out of here. How do I get out of here? There we go. Well, I'm glad you were able to fix it, brother. And this is from Mike Cirqua. Shop news. Pretty cool to see one of my shirts being worn by the owner of our Industries magazine with Vanilla Ice. Back when I started printing, Cam said it's life versus life. So he has a Spray Foam Life channel. I have the Print Life channel. When I saw his name, I said that to him. Little did he know, it was very true. Print Life versus Spray Foam Life. Guess who won? Well, I haven't sprayed foam in over 6 months, so I guess the Print Life wins. LMFAO. Laughing his fucking ass off. Actually, he just put LMAO. I put the F in there just because I'm vulgar like that. Very cool, man. That's awesome that's... Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Who else we got in here, man? Any more news, guys? Come on. This is from Alfonso Bailey. He finally accumulated enough income to buy a Brother SE65 embroidery machine along with Stewart Art digitizing software. What do you think? Well, I think congratulations, because I want embroidery in this shop so bad, dude. It's going to be the next big purchase. I want embroidery. I love it. I think it's the coolest shit in the world. I really want to start combining embroidery with print and just do some really creative shit, you know what I'm saying? So congratulations, dude. I don't know much about embroidery machines. I've heard Brother does just fine. Don't know Stewart's digitizing software, but looks like the bomb. Okay, here's something from Andy Smith. After running his business from home for 3 years, he finally has a shop to call his own. Congratulations. I like that shop, dude, with the wood floors. What? Is this your house or the shop? Love it, man. That's clean. I like that. Very, very cool. Congratulations, Andy. I hope everything goes well for you, brother. And then I think this is going to be the last one, man. I know there's a lot more shop news, but if I didn't get to the shop news, just resubmit it again next week, and we'll get through it. I'm not going to do shop news on guest days because I want to interview them and let them, speak their piece and all this stuff. So shop news takes up a little bit of time, and, we'll do it on the days when we don't have guests. This is from Joshua Whitlow. He's gearing up for a 2x2 hip-hop fest in a little over 2 weeks. He's going to be screen printing and selling both mini posters with matching t-shirts, water-based inks on all made tees, and a few of his screen printing vinyl stickers. Also planning on live screen printing one-color posters at the event. I love the graphic, dude. I don't know who illustrated this, but it's official. Really like it. I keep seeing all this all-made shit popping up, man. What do you guys think about it? I mean, I'm not using it here at all. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about their shirts. I mean, it's another t-shirt, right? But you're having to go through a different supply company, so you're dealing with, I don't know about that, man. I think I would be down to use them if they were available at S&S or Sanmar or something, but nope. Other than that, nope. All right, that's it, guys. So we're going to... I think we covered enough of that stuff. I'm going to go to the chat quickly and just say what's up to everybody. I know that we had some, I was told in the past that one of the draws of this particular show was just like me interacting with the chat. And I feel like I kind of got away from it for a while because I was just trying to put on a show and keep different stuff going. But some people said that the chat interaction was kind of the interesting part, so I'm gonna go back to the chat and just make sure everything's going well in here and make sure I'm not missing anything too important. I mean, the whole crew's here, man. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, if you guys didn't, you should be able to watch the last show or just go into the description. This actually, I just kind of started reading and I assumed you knew what I was reading, but you didn't know what I was reading. I was reading some of Marshall's comments in the chat. And he was talking about how if you missed it, the coupon code is still in the description of last week's, or not last week's, the last live show we did. So go snatch up that coupon code, and then you can go and save like 60% off of his books. You got to do it. You got to do it. If you're not investing in your mind, you're basically setting yourself up to be a failure in this business or in whatever business you're trying to get into. And here's the scary thing. I haven't been investing in my mind lately. Well, actually, I have, but I've been reading a lot of books on client psychology and like the psychology of marketing. That's what I've been really investing my time in. But I really want to start investing my time in like business accounting and actually setting your pricing up for all that kind of shit. And Marshall's pretty much laid it all out for us. So there it is. And I have the books too, and I'm going to be diving into them very soon. Anyway. Where we at, guys? So I'm just kind of bouncing through here. Oh, well, Will Daly has given me a nice super chat. Thank you, Will, so much for that. I'll be sure to shout you out at the beginning of next show as well, because that's going to be a new thing that we're doing. Would really like to know what press you use on events for printing, brother. I'll get to that at some point. I know everybody wants to know that because everyone wants to do it, but I'm a little selfish and greedy with that particular business at the moment. But it is custom made. And, I'm sure some cocksucker, some press manufacturer is going to come through and make one for you guys very soon. So just keep your eyes peeled. They're coming. Anyway, yeah, that's good. So I kind of bounced through it. Shop news rather than... Okay, so this is from Prototype. Search shop news rather than... That is what I searched. Then just news? Yeah, I did. I tried it. It didn't help. But yeah, guys, sorry if you have to bounce. I know that it's I know. Anyway, moving on. Fucking moving on. So we're gonna get into the business topic of the day today, and I've been thinking about this for a while. Actually, I think about it all the time. It was pretty much the only thing I thought about for like the last 4 years, and this is in regards to just general SEO tactics for your website. And the reason it was always on my mind was because I've been in sales. I was a car salesman for many, many years. I did door-to-door sales. I did the thing. And I remember how difficult it was pounding the pavement. So I knew that when I started this print shop, the last fucking thing I wanted to have to do was go door to door and pounding on establishments trying to get them to commit to working with me. I knew I didn't want to do that. And thanks to the time when I started this whole deal, didn't have to, because there was this incredible thing called the internet. And an even more incredible part of an internet is of this internet, not of an internet, but of the internet, is a platform called WordPress. And maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. I'm not affiliated with WordPress in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's an amazing platform because of the amount of control it gives you and because of the community around it. The possibilities are pretty much endless when it comes to that. And there's a plethora of developers out there. If you need something custom, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to get a particular thing set up. It's just a beautiful, beautiful platform. Moving on, enough talking about WordPress. Actually, not really. Anyway, the whole point of this thing is that I want to take the opportunity today to talk to you guys about how you can get your SEO game kind of on lock. You know, get it under control, start using it, and start getting clients, passive clients. Start acquiring leads passively. Without having to pay for ads on Google or Facebook or Instagram and all of the shit. I mean, you can rely solely on paid ads, but at the end of the month, your bill is going to be so crazy, out of control. Believe me, I know, I've tried them all. That it just very rarely is worth the cost, right, for paid per click advertising. It works, but if you don't have your conversions and your funnel and your click funnel and all that shit perfectly lined out and you haven't tested it, you're going to be wasting money. So the first step in any marketing campaign, in my personal opinion, is your SEO on your website. So let's dive into this for a second. Obviously, you have to have a site built. Now, some of the things that I'm going to talk about, they apply to specifically to WordPress, but also some of the tactics do apply to whatever platform you're built on, whether it's Shopify or Squarespace or whatever they are, Wix. You know, some of these things will apply, but not everything. So the first thing you got to do is have your site. Preferably it's built on WordPress, but whatever, you got to get the thing built. And then the next step, which I think most of you have done, but maybe some of you haven't yet, is you have to actually claim your Google business listing. So if you haven't set one up already, you got to do that. You got to set your business listing up, or it's Google My Business now. They change it every year to something else. It's impossible to keep up with it, but there's basically a Google My Business, and you can set up your listing in there, and you can put your address, and you can enter all your contact and your hours and all that, blah, 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 blah. You got to get all that stuff entered in, and then you have to verify that location. The way you do that is that you put it all in and you say verify my address, and they physically send you a postcard with like a number on it, like a key that you get the postcard, and then you go back into My Business, you hit the verify button, you verify it, and then it proves that you actually reside at the address that you're trying to claim. Once you do that, that's really half the battle. You have to get that done. Even if you don't have a website yet, that needs to happen because you need to authenticate yourself with Google. Okay, now once you've done that, and this is just a side note, but it is a little bit time consuming. If I can remember correctly, it's been so long since I had to do it, but I remember just like filling stuff out, and then I didn't get the card the first time, so I had to re-ask them to send another one. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you got to do it. So get that shit done. And then once you have that portion of your SEO game done, the next step is to get into your website, and I'm going to talk about WordPress specifically right now, and install a plugin called Yoast SEO. Now, they have all these different paid options that you can add to it, but the core function of Yoast SEO is all you really need. And what it does is it sets up simple like markup for you to title your posts and your pages properly, to put your focus key phrases and all this stuff into place. It gets all this stuff and makes it a lot easier to do. So your first step is to install Yoast SEO. Once that's installed, you're gonna have to connect all your stuff. Like, you verified your Google listing, so you have to get your Google verification code of the Google there's a bunch of stuff you have to get these different keys, but you got to get them all entered into Yoast SEO. It helps you get it done. It tells you what you need to do, and it basically connects your Google accounts with your WordPress account. So now you're official. Once that's done and everything is connected, now it's time to start building content. All those connections are cool and they will help you, but the real meat and potatoes of your website is your content. And people ask all the time, how can I start getting clients? What can I do to get more work? What am I going to do besides all this word of mouth shit? Look, word of mouth works wonderfully if you have clients to actually talk about you. But if you don't have clients, right, to pipe you up, then word of mouth's bullshit. You got to get your clients first. And what I found, man, over and over again, is that if you have a great website and clients can find you, they'll give you a shot. And then it's up to you as to whether or not you're going to do a good job and get that word of mouth game. But they'll give you a shot. There's a lot of work out there, and the website's the way to do it. So you're going to start building content to drive traffic to your website. And this part is actually pretty easy. I have this part written down in a list so that I tried to line it up like sequentially in order of importance, but it's going to be a little bit out because I wrote this in like 10 minutes. So the first thing you're going to do when it comes to a piece of content is you're going to plan your key phrase. This is not key wording, this is key phrasing. Keywords are extremely hard to rank for nowadays. So if you go into the Google AdWords keyword planner tool and you just type in screen printing, just screen printing, this is more of a keyword. You're going to see that the cost per click is astronomical. The competition is fierce. Unless your budget is almost unlimited, getting that particular word is almost probably not going to happen. But if you add screen printing in Phoenix, Arizona, this is a key phrase. Screen printing in Phoenix, Arizona. Screen printing in Tempe, Arizona. Screen printing for bands, t-shirt printing for this and that and the other thing. Now you're getting into what is called a key phrase, and key phrases are easier to rank for, which means if somebody, and no one just goes in and goes screen printing. Most people go into Google and go screen printing near me, keyword phrase, key phrase, t-shirt printer in my area, key phrase, t-shirt printer in Arizona. These are all the things that they actually search. This is how people search on Google, and you can rank for those long tail keywords or those key phrases, whatever the hell you call them. So you got to plan your key phrase before you start creating any content. After you know the phrase you're going to use or that you're going to build your content around, now you create your new page or post. I personally tend to create more pages than posts. Posts are your blog. Pages are actual things within your website. They're things that you link to. They're content that lasts pretty much forever. I tend to go with pages. Then you build your page, and Yoast has all these things down there that's going to help you. But you can use this no matter what your website is. Your key phrase is basically, like we're just going to talk about t-shirt printer in my area. That's the key phrase you're going for. Yoast helps you define it, but you don't have to define it through the Yoast plugin. The way that I would use my key phrase is like this. I would put it in my title: t-shirt printer in Arizona. That's where you're going to start. That's in your title. That's your key phrase, and this will work with Shopify or whatever. Once you've done that, you're going to go into your heading number 1, and you're going to type t-shirt printer in Phoenix, Arizona. You're going to add a few more words after that, turn it into an actual sentence, and then you're going to go to heading 2 and do the same thing: t-shirt printer in Phoenix, Arizona. This is key phrase stuffing, but it just seems to work. It puts a lot of weight because it's in the title of your page, it's in heading 1, it's in heading 2, and then it's going to be in your actual copy, the paragraphs, 3 to 6 times. You don't want to go too much over it because then it looks like keyword or key phrase stuffing, but 3 to 6 times within the body of the text, and your page is going to rank for that particular key phrase in your area. I guarantee it. It's going to work, dude. It will work, especially the longer that your keyword phrase. I'm fucking this up. I can't even think of what it is now. But your key phrase is, the easier it will be for you to rank, especially locally. So that's the first thing, man. You create your page, you build up your content around that key phrase. You put it in the title, you put it in the heading 1, heading 2, and then in the body 3 to 6 times. You're good to go. You've just built a page or a piece of content around a particular key phrase. Now people are going to start finding you. What else do I got here? The next step, this is something that I don't use it too much. This is in the same piece of content that you just created, and it was what, t-shirt printer in Arizona, whatever. The next thing is this is something called internal linking, and this is it's a tricky game, and I'm just going to give you an idea of what it is, but you need to look into it further. Internal linking ultimately creates a cycle where when somebody lands on any particular page in your website from Google, whether it's the t-shirt printing page or another page you built about screen printing for bands or whatever, you have certain phrases like long-term links, like or long tail links in your content that say t-shirt printing. Oh, and it goes like, here's a bunch of content, blah, blah, blah. And if you need t-shirt printing for your band, we have an answer for that. But that phrase will link to another page within your website, and it creates kind of this circular flow of content, and it can ultimately keep people on your site for extended periods of time, because as they're reading through your content, they see a link, they click it, they get taken to another page, and within that page they see a link to another page, and it just kind of cycles them through your site. This builds the kind of staying power on a website that really true, that can educate a client and just build trust within your business, because you're giving them so much content and information that they will eventually convert if you practice some basic conversion principles. And we're going to talk about that in another video, but hopefully you understand the idea. You need to look into it further about internal linking within your website so that you can fully grasp the concept. It's not complicated, but it's a whole other topic of discussion. I don't want to talk about it now. And I do use it, but not to the fullest extent that I should. Anyway, the next thing also within that same piece of content is that you're going to upload your images. You need to have images on a piece of content. The more, the merrier. 1's cool, 2's better, 3's, now we're talking, 4 and 5, now we're really creating a piece of useful content. And within those images, you're going to title each one of those images with your key phrase that we talked about, t-shirt printer in Arizona. That's the title of the image when you upload it. And then there's also an area, especially in WordPress, called alternate text. And you want that alternate text to also have that key phrase in it. Now, you've done all this stuff. You are cooking with goddamn gasoline, dude. Things are going to start happening to your website, especially if you're doing this weekly. And that's really what we're going to next. After you've uploaded your images, you got 1 to 5 images. 3 to 4 or 5 is better for sure. You got to set up a schedule for writing content. And this is what I really did this a lot in the beginning. I was at least doing a page a week, and I built up enough pages within the website that it holds water, but I've fallen off, and my website has suffered because of it. But just like you answer your emails every day, just like you create a new video every day, or I do anyway, or every other day, or at least once a week, just like you do all of these things, you create a new piece of content at least once a week. You got to keep that content fresh. You got to let Google know that this website is active and current. And if they see that it's active and current, they will push your shit to the front. But I'm telling you right now, man, and I'm speaking from experience, from the bottom of my heart, because I'm dealing with it at the moment. If you stop creating content, your site will tank. So it just has to be part of your weekly business ritual to create this content. That's just the reality of it. Now, what else is there? Now, you'll start a schedule of writing articles. See, I wrote shit down here. And this is another thing. So I talked about it briefly, and you guys need to look into all this as well. But figuring out your key phrases that you're going to build content around is a little bit of a science. There's a trick to it. Look into it. Google it as soon as this thing is over. But if in Google AdWords, there's a keyword planner tool, and this thing will help you find incredible keyword phrases or key phrases, whatever you want to call them. So get set in through the Google Home app. Google Home's tripping. Get set up with Google AdWords. Use their keyword planner, and that will also help you kind of plan your set up your plan of attack on Google. And it really is. That's what it is, man. You got to attack them. You got to get them. Because it's a war, and everyone in this industry is fighting to win that war, and the only way you're going to do it is if you're just cranking out more content than the dickhead down the street. Yeah. So the print fam, we ain't the dickheads. We're the good guys. And the only way that we can continue to be the good guys is we got to crank out more content than the assholes down the street. So get on it, right? And what else did I wrote here? What else did I wrote here? Is that the right the way you would say that? What else did I wrote here? Build useful information articles that people will read. And that's really the final trick. So those key phrases are important. Yeah. I felt like I needed to put this out there. So those key phrases are important, but they do need to be a part of a much bigger article. The article that you're writing around that key phrase has to be informative. Now, if you guys have noticed, a lot of the stuff I've been doing lately is around finding screen printers, finding you as my audience. But if I were going solely after screen printing customers or potential clients, the type of content I would make would be very, very different. The type of content you want to be making for screen printing clients is educating them on the process of screen printing, every single aspect of it. If they want to start a streetwear brand, if you're trying to get streetwear clients, you need to write articles after articles about the streetwear industry, how to do this, how to do that, blah 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 blah, and that will blow you up. I had a huge how to start a streetwear brand article when I first built my website, and it brought so much goddamn traffic to myself, and then to my site, and it just started getting me a bunch of work. Now at the time I was printing, I dropped the ball. You know what you're gonna find is if you put all of these pieces of information into practice, what you're gonna find is you get more work than you can handle, especially if your prices are too low, and you'll end up, your customer service will. But anyway, deal with that when it comes. Follow these tips and tricks, and you guys will all be on your way to acquiring more clients in your local area from Google search. Hopefully that was helpful. Oh yeah, one more thing. Next live thing when we don't have a guest, I'm going to discuss getting readers to become clients, or getting site visitors to become clients. And I'm hoping that actually I can get a guest in here that will talk about this topic, because it really is important. Getting clients to your website is a small part of the battle, but it's really getting them to convert. You'd be surprised how much traffic you get, but it also blows your mind at how much of that traffic just fucking disappears, never to be heard from again. So the true trick is getting them to convert, and I'm not an expert at this yet, but I would love to get someone in that is. Anyway, that went well. Hopefully there was some useful information in there for you on the business topic of the day. And y'all know what time it is. When the business topic's over, it's Q&A time. So, before we get into the Q&A, I got to do my social media reminders. Need you guys to all be following me at Cam Earven. That's at CAMEARVEN. You can see it at the top here. On both Instagram and Twitter. You better be following me. If you're watching, dude, why aren't you following me? Seriously. Subscribe to the Print Life podcast on iTunes and or Google Play. Give me 5 stars and say something nice. Give me a review. Say something nice. If you're watching this on YouTube, by now, you're subscribed. You've dinged the bell, and you watch all of my video uploads, right? Because you're part of the Print fam. Because if you're part of the Print fam and you're not watching every upload, then you're not really part of the Print fam. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not commenting on all my videos, probably not part of the Print fam. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just putting the guilt trip on you guys, because sometimes you gotta make sure everyone's coming correct. So remember, if you're part of the Print fam, you comment, you like, you watch, you share. And if you're interested in being on the show, you guys need to just direct message me on Instagram or Twitter, and we'll get you on. We'll get you set up, get you lined out. So for the Q&A, guys, call the 800 number, 1-800-806-3518, and as soon as the thing picks up, hit extension 5 and record your question. I always do the hotline questions first, and if there's enough of those, awesome, but if not, then we'll move on to the chat. If there's no questions in the chat, then we go into the Facebook group, and I address those questions. However, I've kind of been using the Facebook group questions in my vlogs, like my Monday Q&A. However, this last one was a Tuesday Q&A because I missed Monday because I was traveling. You get the idea. Moving on. Let's go to Ring Central and see if any of you actually chimed in with a question. And every time I go live, my hotline logs me out, and I have to log back in. And it takes forever, so I have to sit here and babble while it loads. only to find out that no one called. So that's always kind of depressing. Anyway, we have a couple of them here. One of them was actually, nope, these were both recorded on the 11th, but I don't think I got to them, so let's see what we got going on here.
Hey, Cam. Hey, Print Life. Marshall Atkinson. Thank you so much for being here today with
This is
us.
from Marshall's, dude. Yep, see.
Hey, Cam. Hey, Marshall. My name's Madison. Marshall, thank you for joining Cam tonight on the live show. Lots of great content so far, so I really appreciate it.
From Marshall.
My question tonight is, I have a good friend, and he's a really, really talented graphic artist and illustrator. We've tried to work together before in the past, but we've never really found a way to meet on the terms, especially, you know, the money and how to make that work. So I guess my question is, what is a typical printer graphic artist relationship? He does provide a little bit of freelance work, and he charges a premium price. But I feel that we could both really benefit from working together, even if I made very little money off the design work. And, you know, that's with the thought that he would bring my printing business more sales because, you know, I'm standing out by offering great artwork.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear your input on that, and I'd appreciate any advice. Thank you very much.
That's actually a very good question. Thank you for calling that one in, Robert. Now, that was directed at both myself and Marshall, but Marshall ain't here, so I'm going to tackle it. It's a very complicated situation because a graphic artist, man, they have to pull a salary just to even be consistent. Like, it's all good for you to get him work, you know, from your print shop and this and that, but most of the time he's not going to really be passionate about the project because it's a goddamn, you know, family reunion t-shirt or whatever. He's not going to be passionate, and unless you actually bring him in as some kind of a partner and he's as dedicated to your business as you are, I just don't see him really giving shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, the best thing that I would say, and I've actually got a solution to this that I'm going to solve as soon as this software goes live and stuff like that, but because it is a problem. You want good graphic artists. You don't want the second beat shitheads, you know. And sometimes some of us printers are just exactly that. We're like second rate graphic artists, but we want those premium guys, right? And it's okay for them to charge a premium, but we want to show our clients their portfolios and say, look, this is what, you know, $100 gets you, but this is what the $300 to $500 designer will do for you. And if you can show them, like, this is $100, this is $500, they go, oh, well, to me, I like the $500 guy. Can we get him? And then, you know, I would set up a portfolio situation for him on your website or wherever. When a client, or get a physical portfolio into your shop. When a client comes in, they can take a look at the portfolio and they can go, you show them a couple. Show them your portfolio, and you only charge $100 per logo or per t-shirt graphic, and your guy charges $300 to $500 or whatever. And they can choose. You can say, this is what 100 gets you, this is what 500 gets you. If they take the gig, then it's not really a problem for you to go, hey, man, I got a gig for you. This is what it's charging. I'm going to pull my 10% off of the top. And do you have time to do it, right? That's probably really the only way you're going to be able to get him in there. Yeah, dude. He's not going to do work for you for free, especially if he's good. He's not going to, like, do jobs for a potential print job. You know, you got to get him. You got to sell him. You got to sell a designer. And you got to remember, too, these high-level designers, they're not no fucking joke, man. They haven't been doing that shit for a few months. A lot of them have been doing it for years and years and years. They are skilled journeymen, and they're extremely frustrated with the industry because no one wants to pay them what they're worth. Start selling. Get his... Again, one more time, I'm going to reiterate this, try to clean it up. Get his portfolio, either on your website or in person for when your clients come in. Show them what $100 gets them. That might be your designs. Show them what $500 gets them. That might be his. You let them choose. If they choose him, then you can say, hey, dude, I got you scored. This is what it's paying. I'm going to pull my 10%. Let's get it done. But you cannot expect him to do the work before they pay or before they sign up, or to hope that you might get a new gig, right? You just can't expect him to do that, man. He's too good at his job. And a lot of the times those premium designers also are too busy, dude. And sometimes they are flaky as fuck. You know, unless they work for a design studio or something. Anyway, I hope that helps. But I would say for you, value him and understand that you need to be selling his work to your clients. You don't need to use his work to bring your clients to you. I think that that's the wrong way of looking at it. Treat your business like, oh yeah, man, we got this guy here, and he's ready to work. If you guys are ready to pay him, that's what you tell these clients, and then they either will or they won't. Anyway, that's the best I got for you. Hopefully that helped kind of answer the question. I hope so. Okay, we got another one just came.
Hey,
through.
Cam, it's Tim McElhenney. Just calling to see if you got a chance to use that LED floodlight yet, the 50 watt. Let me know. Thanks. Bye.
Tim, I did. I got it in. We set it up. Mind is blown. I vlogged about it yesterday. I'm editing that vlog. That'll be uploaded tomorrow. So it's so fucking amazing. I'm not buying a new LED unit. I'm going to be using that light. I just bought a timer off of Granger. I think it was like fucking $160. So that's going to be the most expensive part of my what do I call it? My restoration of my LED unit using your recommendation on the, but I didn't get the 40 watt or the 30 watt LED. I got the 50 watt bastard. And it was, man, it's doing a full exposure in like 15 to 20 seconds. It's great. You'll see it in the vlog. But yes, I used it. I'm doing the full thing. I got the timer on order. I got some gaskets and all kinds of shit. I'm going to be doing a full-blown restoration of my exposure unit. And I'm really excited about it. Thank you for the tip, dude. That's a beautiful thing. Loved it. See if we got any more coming through. Oh, one more here. This is, oh man, why is it doing doubles?
Hey, Cam, it's Tim McElhenney. Just calling in to see if you had a chance to use.
See, there's something with this hotline. It does doubles of every goddamn thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, dude, thank you, Tim, for that tip. It's beautiful. I'll do a whole thing on it over the course of the next week or so. All right, moving on to the chat, because it looks like we have no more in the hotline. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm looking for anything directed at me with @theprintlife. Uh-oh. I also see something very generous here. I got to get to that first. It looks like my dude Marshall. We had Will give us a super chat of $5. Thank you, Will. Jamie Lineback also gave me a super chat of $5. Thank you so much, Jamie. I super appreciate that. It's a beautiful thing. And my dude Marshall gave us a $25 super chat. So all of you guys, that's fucking amazing, Marshall. Thank you. That's very cool of you to do that. So all of you guys will be getting shouted out on next week's live show at the beginning of the show. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the contributions. It means a lot. All right, I'm going back up and I'm looking for questions, guys. Starting at the top. Working my way down. Okay. So Jamie's asking now, this is in regards to the business topic I was talking about earlier. And before I start answering questions about linking and all that, SEO, there are books and books written about it. It's very hard to get into detail in one show. You really have to chunk it into segments, right, and dive in. But let's see what you got. So for internal linking, this is from Jamie. Do you have a key phrase in Yoast for each of those links that you're hoping pops up and keeps people linking back to your page? No, so for internal linking, it's like so let's say you write an article and in that you're going t-shirt screen printing. So yeah, so this is thank you for coming to Monument. No, it's an article about finding a good t-shirt printer in Arizona. So the article says, yeah, the first thing you want to look for in this is a t-shirt printer that always answers their phone and replies to emails within the same day. After this, sometimes you may find that one screen printer's prices are better than the other. And those words say prices better than the competition or something like that. So that's in the sentence somewhere. You can create that sentence and make that a link. And that link, there's a different word for it, but you can create a link out of those few words that would then link to another page in your website about pricing or something about like your pricing versus the competition. So you're just using little phrases within your content to link to another page when it's opportune. Really, you want your links to be relevant to what they're linking to. You don't just randomly link random words to shit. But Google really likes links that are descriptive, not just like specific fucking I don't know what you call it. There's a lot of terminology in there. I'm horrible with nomenclature in every industry, even the screen printing industry. I just do my thing and I know how it works. So do a Google search on internal linking and you'll get more closely what I'm talking about. But hopefully that helped to some degree. Yeah, I triggered mine too. We got Google Homes going off everywhere. Google tripping. And Michael was gonna go to sleep, but he just ended up laying here in bed watching. So that's very cool. Thank you for hanging in there, Michael. God, I wish there was a better time slot for this. Prototype, which, thank you, dude. That's awesome that you got the LED flood. Love mine. It was 20, 30 watt and burned so fast. Yeah, I got the 50 watt. I went with the big dog. I'm also going to take that wafer out of that enclosure because I think that there's some filtering properties on that first piece of glass. I'm going to just gut it down and really make it into something special, man. But already at 15 seconds, god damn, that's crazy. My shit was like at 3 minutes. Well, okay, so Andrew's asking now, whoa, so you can replace an old exposure unit lamp with a UV light lamp? Not exactly. It's not a lamp. It's a different thing that I'm sitting inside of my exposure unit. And then I'm going to rewire it to where it works on the timer of my unit. But it is very cool. Oh, my man, Gidley Graphics also throwing down the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Also, you guys remember, if you really want to get your question noticed, if you type a question and attach it to the super chat, it's more likely that I answer it. And Jamie, you're welcome for the business topic today. That's awesome. And again, Marshall, dude, crazy. Thank you so much for that. This is from Allegiance Clothing. Just got into screen printing. I've figured out exposure times for most designs, but I'm having a super hard time with neck labels. So I guess because of the fine details, you're not really sure what your exposure time should be on them. I mean, it should be the same. Should be the same. With the neck labels, you want to go higher mesh, right? You want to have a 230, a 280, or something, so that you're not laying down so much ink. The higher mesh will allow you to hold finer details as well, and you should be good to go. It shouldn't be too difficult. The exposure times are always pretty similar for us. I don't know, but hopefully that helps, man. Just up your mesh counts, and that should get it done for you. Yeah, did I not? Okay, so this is from Gidley Graphics. Did you ever get the replacement bulb link to that auto flash? I saw a video for it. I thought about investing in it. It would be really help my situation. Yeah, I thought I linked it in that video. If I didn't, I'll try to remember to go back and put the link to it. It's on eBay. If you reach out to the seller of that flash, they sell replacement bulbs. I think they're like 15 bucks a piece. Just reach out to the seller. They got access to them. That's all I did. Troublemaker question. Hey guys, remember, if you ever have a question, you're directing it at me, type at the print life and then ask your question, because it gives me this orange bar and I can tell that you're actually asking me a question. What's the best way? This is from Troublemaker. What's the best way to market yourself other than through your own website? I mean, dude, the options are endless, right? You can go to through the Chamber of Commerce. I think the phone book still exists to some level. You can go to events and hand your stuff out. You can give T-shirts out. You can do flyer passing out. You can do the old school way of just knocking door to door with your promo packet in hand and trying to talk to the manager and all this kind of stuff. There's a million ways to market yourself, especially locally. It's really easy. You can use Facebook ads, Google ads. Now LinkedIn ads, Instagram ads, they're all trying to suck your money out of you, right, for these conversions. But I think, personally, this is just from my experience, I could be wrong, but the website's the way to go, man. That's the starting point. Google AdWords doesn't even really work unless you have your website. So Google AdWords don't work. You're not really going to get any good conversions from Facebook ads unless you have your website. You have to have somewhere to send them. Yeah, just across the board, man, you got to have your website. If I weren't going to do a website, which would be crazy to me, but if I weren't going to, I would probably do door-to-door sales because I'm comfortable with that. I would take 2 or 3 days out of the week, every single week, and I would go pick a section or like a city block, and I would just walk door to door to door with my little thing in hand. And I would hand out, I would have a T-shirt sample in there, a business card, some kind of flyer, some kind of promotional stuff, and a pricing list. And I would just go door to door, dude. The old school methods still work. Actually, they're probably more effective today than they ever were before, just because it's so uncommon now. I would not cold call, because cold calling sucks. It pisses me off, and it pisses everyone else off around you. I was also a telemarketer for a long time. Prototype. Yeah, so okay, good. Yeah, man. I think I'm going to do that too. And so the China flash unit is pretty good. If it clicks on and off too much in like a given day, it will overheat. The timer will overheat, and you have to let it cool down for 30 minutes before you can use it again. But honestly, in this industry, it's the best 500, 600 bucks I've ever spent. Listen, if you guys need a flash unit, if you need a flash, just buy the goddamn thing, man. You can't go wrong. I promise you that. You can't go wrong. I mean, it's already lasted me a year. If you can buy it for 600 bucks and it lasts you a year, you win. You win. You know what I mean? There we go. Yeah, inking's. See, okay, there we go. Okay. See, sometimes what happens in this chat is someone responds to, or they elaborate on my answer to a particular question, and I see it and I want to like jump on it, but I have to remember to let it go because I've already moved on past it. Hopefully, you're in the chat and reading these responses to my answer. Here we go. Here's an interesting one. The print life. What's the best cotton t-shirt to print on for a streetwear brand? I've done research and people say Bella and Canvas or American Apparel. Which model do you recommend? This is the thing about streetwear, man. I feel like a lot of people that start streetwear brands don't really understand what streetwear is, because Bella and Canvas is okay, but like the style, even within streetwear at the moment, is very far off from any of these thin, like flowy t-shirts. Like, they went back to that full boxy drop shoulder cut, almost like the all style kind of thing, right? Boxy drop, baggy again. The fitted look is no longer popular. I mean, I personally, I bet you all style would still be a winner, but Gildan just released this tee called the Hammer tee, which I think is a pretty nice. It's combed ring spun cotton, but it's 6 ounces, so it's heavyweight. It's got the little bit boxier Gildan cut. You can step up a size, and now you've kind of got the drop shoulder and all that stuff. I think the Gildan Hammer tee is a killer. The Fast Fashion from Bella and Canvas also released a drop shoulder t-shirt, which is closer to what I would want if I were starting a streetwear brand now. But yeah, man, that fitted, tight Euro look, that's done, man. Also, Dov Charney's LA Apparel is going for that newer cut. So they're doing the cuts that are trendy now in 2018, and it won't last forever, you know, but I would look into LA Apparel. I can't remember if it's LA or Los Angeles Apparel, but it's one of the two. I think it might be Los Angeles Apparel. But that's where I would be looking now. American Apparel's garments are a little bit long and thin. I like that fit because I'm a tall, lanky bastard, but the average American doesn't want that fit. They want it shorter, wider right now. Streetwear's weird, man. The 80s and the early 90s are back in full swing. Late 80s, early 90s, boxy. The baggy saggies are coming back in. The big, puffy, thick shoes are back in style, dude. It's crazy. It's hard to keep up with. Dude, so Joe's asking if I can recommend any entry-level automatic. What I say to this every single time is, because until an automatic company sponsors me, I'm not gonna promote any one of them, because they all do a great job. I would play them against each other. You have Anatol, you have Workhorse, you have Rock, you have M&R. Brown's, I mean, a lot of people hate on Brown, but if you got the right price, I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. And I'm sure I'm missing some in that lineup. MHM. I would get quotes from all of them, and I would start. This is sales and negotiations 101, man. I would play them against each other until someone just drops their fucking price. And whoever comes in the lowest, that's who I would go with. I think the big four, though, here in the States, they all have good customer service now. They all have great equipment. Their presses are awesome. You know, gone is the day where you can have shitty customer service. And Anatol and like those other companies that suffered with it in the past, they know that they can't play that shit no more. So they're staying on top of it. Play them against each other, get the best price. They're all good. As far as entry level though, like I don't see, for a long time I was like, nah, I don't want to do like a 6-color 8 station. That's just too small. It doesn't allow me to grow. But the more I think about it, like I think that I would start with a 6-color 8 station. You will outgrow it quickly, but you'll always use that press. It's small. It has a little tiny footprint. It should be substantially cheaper, than an 8 by 10 or a 12 by or a 12 by yeah, an 8 by 10 or a 12 by 10 or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, start small. Start small. Get the press first. You will quickly need, dude. But at the same time, man, like I keep saying over and over again, if you haven't written up your business plan, if you don't know what your pricing is, if you don't know how you're gonna acquire the clients to feed that press at the level that it's gonna suck those jobs out, then you're probably not ready to automate yet. Get all those things in place and then start looking into it. God damn, I could talk about it for hours and I could just keep going with all these ideas that I have about it, and then like I kind of change my mind about it, and then one day I'm like, yeah, automate, and then the next day I'm like, nah, fuck that automation shit, man. Manual printing full life. I could go on with it forever. But I'm gonna repeat myself for a third time just to put a period on it. Play the motherfuckers against each other. Whoever gives you the best deal, you're gonna have a great press. Done. Okay, thanks. I will have a post video if I end up getting the flash. Oh, who's this from? This is from Mikey Designs. What's up, Mikey? Tell us your experience with live screen printing events. Pros, cons. Seems like a lot of fun traveling and doing what you love. It's fun. It's a lot of work, and it's a complicated situation logistically. I'll say that. That's the thing that I'm finding with it more than anything, is that just like the logistics of it. Like if you think it's hard to manage a screen printing job or a handful of them, organizing and orchestrating a live screen printing event is 10 times more complicated. But it's fun. Troublemaker. Thank you, Cam. How much do you normally spend for a good website? I know some people who charge a ton of money for websites. What's a reasonable price for a good working website? When it comes to a WordPress, you can do it on your own. Just Google how to set up a WordPress website, and an hour later, you'll know how to install it. If you don't want to, if you need to pay someone to do it, don't recommend it. I think you should learn it. You need to know how to do this stuff. It is 2018 after all. You just need to know the basics. You don't need to be a fucking tech wizard, but you need to know how to install a WordPress website on a server, like on a host. You need to know how to do that. But if you have to absolutely hire someone to do it, I would say on the highest level, $1,000. But there are so many WordPress monsters out there that can get an install, get a theme installed for you, and walk you through how to use it in 30 minutes. That you probably shouldn't pay more than $300 to $500. I would say 500 is your top. You should be looking in the 3 to 5 range. And I'm not trying to downplay any web developers or anything like that, but WordPress is so simple. It's literally like a one-click install, so they should not be charging you an arm and a leg for it. The cost of a theme for it to style the look of your WordPress is anywhere between $50 and $100. So there you go. But dude, you gotta learn it yourself, man. I'm sorry, you need to do it. It's fucking easy, so easy. But yeah, dude, if you have to, don't go over $500 for a WordPress install. This is not, if I could talk about this all day too, yeah. So, do you know a good weed guy in Phoenix? My God, busted. Nope, don't smoke that stuff, dude. Mikey Designs, cold calling blows. Walking into a place and finding a way to relate to person works well without it being too salesy. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And that's in regards to the question. I just did what I said I'm not going to do anymore. But I agree. No, you're not, dude. It's all good. But it's just what I do, because obviously the chat is for responding to previous questions. But I read them too. I want to read them. I want to know what's going on. But then like my head goes, oh, I want to respond to that, but I shouldn't, because that question's already came and gone. It's just an organizational thing. Jason Burge, what brand pressure washer are you using, and where did you get it? Do you have it plumbed in or using a hose for the water supply? Using a hose for the water supply. It's not hard plumbed in. It's called BLU something. It's a blue pressure washer. They're like $600. It doesn't have the auto on feature, but you have to turn the switch on and then you have pressure and then you turn it off when you're done, which sucks. It's AR Blue. AR Blue is the name of it. Brand of it, and it's like under $500. I think it's like 320 something. It's great. It lasts for a couple of years at least, and you can't go wrong with it. But we also have that custom short wand, which I found on Amazon, which is also pretty sweet. Maybe I'll put a link in that in one of my videos. Yeah, Jamie, I know. So this is an interesting one I like to talk about. But Jamie says, no. Side note, you guys all look better in fitted tees versus a blanket, and it is true. Obviously, stylistically, from an attractiveness point of view, fitted tees always look better. But that does not change the fact that the kids, which are into streetwear, follow the trends. And right now the trends is back to big and baggy. Not so much big and baggy, but boxy. Yeah, it is actually. It's big and baggy. It's back in full tilt. So the thing is, if you're trying to start a streetwear brand, you've got to be going after what's currently in vogue. And right now, what's in vogue is that. But I agree, man. From the point of view of what makes men look better, it's always the fitted shit always looks better on us. I mean, on me anyway. You know, but I'm constantly, the gun shows constantly, wherever I'm at, there's a gun show. So obviously if it's fitted, you know, the guns are looking healthy. Don't know where I was going with that. That was really stupid. So this is from the Frank D70. Did you get your underwear back, or is someone in Florida sporting my boxers? No, it was actually my bad, dude. I just left it in the vlog. I was sorely mistaken. They didn't come for it. I took it out of the thing and I was tripping. I thought I was missing stuff, but it was just hiding in the corner of the hotel. So I just left it out for comedy's sake. Nah, it was fine. Nothing was taken. That's funny though, bro. That made me laugh. Prototype, $600 for a small pressure washer. That is shocking. It might be $350, but it's an industrial one. It's not made out of plastic. It's got all the brass fittings. It's got oil. It has actual oil in the system. It's all brass internals. It's the best value for the thing, man. I don't fucking know. Yeah, dude, I used to buy one for $99. I bought one every single year. It would blow out at the end of the year. I bought another one. It worked like a charm. It also had the auto on switch. It was 99 bucks. If you guys just want a cheap, okay, I'll tell you this. Fuck the one I've got. If you want a cheap but very usable pressure washer, AR Blue, entry level, it's like $99 or 119 bucks. It gets the job done for about a year and then it breaks. But a year for 100 and something bucks, it's not bad. Troublemaker. Good to know, Cam. How do you keep a client? Do you have contracts? Big client? Nope, no contracts. We're not a contract screen printer. We don't have a certain amount of jobs they have to do within a year. I think that whole notion died many, many, many years ago, right? But we just really, so we honestly, okay, this is something that I should talk about, because we went through a phase, especially when I was the cheapest printer in town, where we weren't doing the best work. I wanted to do the best work, but at the end of the day, things were coming in. We were getting overbooked. Too much work, right? When you get the work when you're cheap. I just can't say this enough. You will get the goddamn jobs when you're cheap, but you get too much of it and you can't give them any attention, and it's just a whole thing. So we went through a period of time where we weren't doing the best work and we were losing clients left and fucking right. And now what I have found is that we ask them to review us, and then one of the best things for a client is just a nice follow-up email 3 months after the job, asking them how they felt about the thing. The scary part is that sometimes they aren't happy with it, but the follow-up is really the trick to clients and to repeat clients. You follow up with them maybe a month after, 3 months. You can test that kind of stuff out and see how they felt about it. And if they were happy with your stuff, don't ever hesitate to ask them for a referral, or at least just say, hey, if you know someone else that needs screen printing, please send them my way. We'd love the opportunity to work with them as well. And most of the time they will if something comes up, and it just starts to snowball. But really, if you just do killer work and it's better than anyone else has done, and you finished your job ahead of schedule, you were affordable, you weren't the cheapest, but you were in line, and your customer service was stellar, they will always come back. Always come back. And if they're a price shopper and they don't, you don't want them fucking anyway. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Cool. Cool. Michael Graham, recommendation for the best numbering system. I do a shit ton of numbering and it's wearing me out. So I'm assuming right now you do numbering with vinyl. I think vinyl is the best numbering system, personally. Because with vinyl, especially if you don't give them font options, you could just go through and pre-cut tons of all of your 1s, your 2s, your 3s, your 4s, 1 through 9, or 1 through 0, right? 1, 9, and 0. At 8 inches tall, and you can just, dude, you can bang through them. I miss numbering big time. As far as the numbering screen printing presses, I would fucking hate that. I would never consider it, actually, to be honest with you. I would never consider having a numbering press in my shop unless I was just solely like youth athletics. Then it might be worth it, but even then, like, I don't know. The problem with vinyl is it doesn't hold up as well as screen printing, you know? But it does hold up pretty damn well. I don't know. I don't think I would do it. Just like hat screen printing, like I pretty much am just like, nah, I'm good. But I don't know, dude. I have no opinion on that. Sorry. And that's it, I think. Let's go back to the hotline one more time, but we've been going for a while now. We've definitely pushed through this sucker. Yeah. All right, Print Fam. So, let me go back to this chat right quick. I know that we've been going for, about a good legit hour. I'm tired. You guys are probably tired too. I know you all have had a long day. Make sure that you're doing all the social stuff. You're following me. Share this, all that good shit. Stay tuned in every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for the Print Life Live. Thank you so much, Print Fam, for hanging with me. That's it. So, one big, gigantic, fat son of a peace out to all of you. Later. And my text is going ape shit. Something probably happened.